Hello, internets. This is BoneCarlos with Knob, coming to you live from Akalon Waste to bring another Shoutcast StarCraft 2 commentary kind of thing. How you doing over there, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. The players today are going to be FAUST spawning as the blue Zerg. His opponent is going to be nucLeaR spawning as the red Terran, even though he did choose random. So R versus Z for you. Both these players, I do believe, are diamond level play, so expect a lot of banelings. I hope I see banelings. Man, I love seeing banelings, especially speedlings and just crushing into waves of Terran infantry.
Yeah, or even still, they're pretty entertaining too when they're crashing into, say, supply depots, because that does really hurt. Even even from just busting into the main by hitting that corner supply depot, or if you're like me and as a Terran player sometimes build depots down at your natural ramp to wall off as well, and they run into those, that can also be quite hurtful.
Yeah. Oh, I was just hit by a baneling bus not too long ago. I felt so bad. Whoa.
People bailing bus Protoss?
Whoa.
What's going on here?
Oh my god. We saw a double extractor trick. I didn't think too much of it. Figured he just wanted extra supply, but he did want that extra supply for a train of drones. Oh my. It looks like he's not reacting to it. He doesn't have enough for a wall off just yet. He's going to pull a... He didn't see that train of drones. Oh no.
Yeah, I was like, how exactly do you miss a huge stream? I mean, even as my mini-map skills are above average from what I've been told, but even an average person, I feel like, for some reason, if they're not drunk, should have been able to see that.
Well, maybe he is drunk, but here he comes. A nice little rally there to a single middle line, and I like that nucLeaR isn't panicking. He's just doing his usual thing. He's going to try to get us around on those drones, and he did have it for quite some time. If he actually selected these drones to auto heal, he does have plenty of minerals to start auto healing. He could actually win this game right out.
Yep, and that barracks does have an SCV on it, and that barracks is still building. So, you know, that he's got that. I guess you could say that tech advantage coming up.
And he lost 3 drones. Workers have been killed by nucLeaR. Here he comes, a nice little surround. There it is. It's gonna be surrounded by all of these drones or SCVs. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to take into account though. I mean, we've got 14 SCVs, 9 drones here. Really, kind of a bit of a reset right now. I mean, I don't really know where. I really don't know where this game is going to go from here.
Yeah, looking at the harvester count, we see FAUST with a -2 in the worker count. And yeah, no, you're right. It is a reset basically. Everything's just set back by about 2 minutes because of that.
Yep, and I mean I don't really particularly like this decision too much of throwing down a spawning pool before a hatchery, unless he is planning to eventually go into like a baneling bus or something of that sort, because he's only got one. What the heck? All right then, we're going for an eye type of deal here, and I feel like this could go badly just because of the fact that he did, in this situation, happen to do one of the best things he could do, and not what I just previously suggested, and can easily hold off these workers if he gets a couple of lings out here. But he does only have 2 larvae, so I mean that's only be about four lings, and yep, he is making 4 lings
and a single spine crawler. So he did spot those SCVs. Will it be there in time? And here we go, another little worker on worker battle. Here we go. And the SCV is going to drill away, and the drones are just going to say, "Nah, forget it. I'm just going to go ahead and head on back. You have your fun." And oh, look at that nice little surround by the SCVs. Finally, the Zerglings are there. They're going to go ahead and peck away at these SCVs, and it looks like nucLeaR there with 2 Marines. Oh no, this is nuts. What is this?
Yes, in fact, this is actually reminding me of something I used to do. I used to do like a really fast 2 racks push, and I bring like 6 SCVs along, so the SCVs would soak up the damage from the Zerglings. And then I would just keep streaming Marines down, but this is way too late for that.
Yep.
That was staggeringly late. Like, I'm not really quite sure why you would do that in response. I mean, I would kind of just be like, "Oh, you're silly for doing that worker rush. Now allow me to macro and crush you in about 10 minutes."
Yeah, and unfortunately, you're right. This entire game has been reset now. Back now 3 minutes, I would say. Looking at the income tab, we see 15 harvesters per. Power of the Mules are definitely going to go ahead and shoot that in the favor of nucLeaR, but this is just cheeky shenanigans all around. Both of these players are now reset yet again, so expect this to be about, the times to be off on any sort of build order are going to be off about, plus 4 minutes, but that's a-okay because now we're going to hopefully see some banelings like I was talking about, 7 minutes earlier.
Yeah, but sadly I'm still not seeing a baneling nest yet, so no, I'm thinking no dice on that one, but little skirmish.
Oh, there he goes!
Oh!
I called it!
Going down.
Nailed it! I am awesome. No help from you, Nov. Okay, a little bit of help from you. I'll give you that.
Well, I will say that this is a good decision, and this is a situation I feel like a lot of Zergs would go to a baneling bust. So I mean it's especially in light of the fact that he is getting a command center.
Oh, look at that! And command center behind a factory. So wow, I want to say it would be a great idea for this factory to start turning out either Widow Mines or tanks for defense. But given how this game is coming out, I wouldn't be too surprised if to say a Colossus popped out of this factory for whatever reason. You're right on the baneling bus. Here come the Zerglings. They're expecting to be morphed into. Oh, and it looks like, how did an SCV get back here behind the mineral line of FAUST? He's gonna see that baneling nest, knows it's gonna be coming down. A bunker is put down immediately, along with 2 more in the rear, and he's gonna go ahead and put supply depots left, right, up, down, and even into the nth dimension to just shore up against this baneling bus that's inevitably gonna happen.
Yep, I'd really like to see him use the command center here as yep, there we go, as part of the wall, because that is a meaty 1,500 point wall. It's going to take a gratuitous amount of banelings to pop through that baby.
Gratuitous. Good word, man. I appreciate that. Like it. And a Widow Mine does come out, so I was semi-correct. Widow Mines are down for defense. Unfortunately, the whole buildings there are preventing that command center from landing. Finally does land. Lifts up. Decides to go back home. Widow Mine at the front. Bunker there. And it looks like only 2 banelings have been produced so far. Needs a little bit more than that.
I was gonna say I don't really feel like him moving down this soon with only 1 Widow Mine being produced is, at least that's not something I would do, just because at a diamond level of play and really up, people go, all right, you have Widow Mines, here's one unit for it to pop, here's 1 unit. Like, they're pretty good about that now, people are finally not being lazy and actually microing instead of complaining about Widow Mines.
Not like I was when I first came across a Widow Mine in my first thoughts. A little story that's saved for later, but right now we're going to see a little bit of a tense action, and exactly what you're saying, here comes the Zingle Zergling trying to activate that Widow Mine, and there goes another one, and it decides to dance on forth, and it might not, it's not, the range of these bunkers is just too high. He's going to need to send in 2, maybe even 3 Zerglings to be able to finally activate it, but now, tense action out of both players.
Yep, we've got 2 bunkers down here with the second one nearly full, and you're right, yeah, putting these, in light of this style of situation, then yes, I'm really a huge fan of the fact of putting these Widow Mines near the bunkers so the bunkers can cover them, as opposed to being forced to detonate off of 1 unit here. But he is deciding to go ahead now and try to chomp through these rocks. But it's going to take him quite a while. I mean, these rocks have 3 armor, meaning those things are only doing 2 damage a hit. He can't get a full surround. And these rocks have 2,000 HP altogether.
And nucLeaR actually poked out with a Marine, scouted out, saw exactly what was going on, and decided to put a couple more Marines near those rocks just in case. Back at home, FAUST isn't really doing much else. I mean, he's just trying to macro up at the moment, double a Roach Warren and an Evolution Chamber. No Lair Tech just yet. Still trying to really just saturate his 2 bases as much as possible, but he's a base behind, and that's not something you want to be as a Zerg. Well, nucLeaR is just feeling kind of cheeky, decided to take his 3rd. I'm going to go ahead for a little bit of mixture of everything. Factory, double factory, single starport. Definitely doesn't want to go up again, go pure MMM, especially if his opponent is going, has shown baneling like he has. I expected to see, I don't know, what do you expect to see out of in this situation, being the Terran player?
I mean, with this game in general, is very, very hard to predict anything. But I mean, honestly, I'd really like to see from him, yes, a strong bio presence, maybe even like an M3 plus tanks type of thing. That is really effective against Zerg. It just kind of depends on what he goes after this composition. because I mean mutas are very strong, and especially middling baneling is a counter to say marine tank.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean it just all depends on what our Zerg player goes from this point. But I'd like to see him add on some tanks. But it looks to me now though like he's gonna be going for like a biomine type of play
Right.
here.
Well, I mean, right now he is researching a +1 missile attack along with the Galil reconstitution for those roaches. So this is still really open up to interpretation. He's going for that range. Hydras, I don't think are that great against Terran at the moment. Maybe he's trying to do something along some Roach Hydra. But how well is that against Terran in Heart of the Swarm?
Well, if it's a Roach Hydra is actually good it's good against Protoss, it's good against Mech Terran, but you can use it to, be very aggressive with a fairly large amount of cheap roaches and maybe a line or two of Hydras to provide extra DPS, and really use that to deny a third. Use that for drops. It has a pretty darn good synergy when you add in Vipers once you get to Hive Tech. Those are all possibilities here, but based on what I'm seeing, this looks like more of like a really long delayed Roach Ling Baneling type thing, because he's getting Baneling speed. Roach speed is on the way. You got your level 1 missile, you got more Roaches coming down. So I mean, I feel like he's gonna go for some type of Roach Ling Baneling play at some point.
Yeah, and those plans might be thrown out the window if nucLeaR could land quite a few nice drops here. He does have 2 medevacs on the field. Siege tanks are there. Widow mines are going forward, so he's gonna take most of his troops with him. Nothing in the bunkers, and he's pulling SCVs. And it looks like it's just gonna be it looks like it's just gonna be a little bit of a transfer into that 3rd base. And finally, nucLeaR decides to get himself a little bit of a map presence. He's gonna take these watchtowers, gonna take the center of the map since he was behind in that area for quite some time. Holy banelings! Looks like all of those Zerglings have been turned into banelings. Wow. If he decides to do some sort of bust at the front, he might be successful, especially if he lands some great baneling busts on these Marines, especially since really the composition of nucLeaR's army is mainly pure Marines.
Yep, that is definitely true here. I mean, I would really like to see him increase his Zergling count though, because those banelings, obviously they die once they use their ability, so his army is just gonna be that much smaller. I'd like to see some more lings in here. Okay, that's gonna hurt a lot.
It looks like nucLeaR is trying to retreat. The Zerglings there are trying to get a nice round, but a stim does finally get it out of range of most of those banelings, and those mighty hits! All of those Marines, most of the Marines were just taken out by those banelings, and it looks like FAUST is going to go ahead attack directly into the 3rd. That's a planetary fortress. You just don't want that. He does manage to take out plenty of SCVs, but there goes that repairs. The Marines are there going to go ahead and try to whittle away at the roaches. Bad decision, in my opinion, about FAUST. He should have gone straight into that natural.
Yeah, I was going to say, he could have probably ended the game right then and there, but when you attack into one of the strongest points of a Terran army, that is never a good idea. Whether it be a planetary, whether it be
siege line, widow mines, really, anything. You just never want to attack your opponent's main strength, and that planetary fortress was it. 13 kills is its name. Oh wow.
Yep, and those are roach kills, I believe, at least most of them. So yeah, that's not just like 13 Zerglings.
Right.
What do you do? Those are mostly roach kills here. Really would like to see him destroy this rock tower here, close off that pathway.
Yeah, that would be actually nice, and that's something that I'm using quite a bit up against these Zerglings, using that as just a little quick defense before I set up my wall. Hydralisks are on Hydralisk Den on the field. He's researching his +1 attack range called Grooved Spines. Pretty much, if you guys are any sort of weapons experts, quote unquote, when you groove your weapon barrel, it just spins the bullet, which makes it fire that much faster and longer and more accurate. I think the same basic principle applies.
Yep, so basically groove everything. Groove your car tires. Groove your grandmother. Do whatever it takes.
Groove all things, including tires. You heard it from Nav here. Don't do that, guys. I don't want to be sued.
Yeah, really don't do that. Although, for some reason, talking about this made me kind of want to plank.
Stop it. Stop it right there. Just stop it. Stop it right there. FAUST is just trying to gear up, resupply with his little bit of a whatever force he can, and he's finally starting to starting up on this creep spread just a little bit. Creep tumors are spreading here and there. Looking at a units tab, I mean, he has 4 queens, so basically rule of thumb is +1 queen depending on however many bases you have. So 3, have 4, 1 spreading creep obsessively, and you have yourself a nice little bit of a creep spread. And here we go, showing off the power of the Terran army. nucLeaR's going to split off with his Marine and a single Widow Mine, or a Marauder, while at the same time attacking the front. Here come the massive amounts of Widow Mine. They have I do not have the drilling claws just yet, I do not believe. They just finished, so nice timing on nucLeaR, and
was he not watching?
Yeah,
Because
he was busy
stopped
with his drop at the 3rd, and he lost that as well, I do believe. And now, the Overseer cleaned up most of those Widow Mines. Oh, that was not good. I'm just gonna say.
No, that definitely was not. And then you're right. He has this Overseer. He has this one Overseer here now. He is going to be able to allow those Hydralisks to spot those Widow Mines, pick them off before they detonate, thanks to those groove spines here.
Oh, and looks like nucLeaR is going to be split off. The Widow Mines finally do burrow. The Overseer is off in a different direction. Huge explosion cuts off a 3rd of FAUST army. Volleys from those siege signs cut off another 3rd, and now nucLeaR is full-on advancement. FAUST full-on retreat. Oh, a potential just win in the battlefield. Really lost by FAUST since he put off that Overseer in the wrong direction.
Very, very true. That to me is what really did that battle of service to the Terran army here, because otherwise he would have caught him off guard once again, would have traded amazingly efficiently, and then was able to take up to 3, 4, 5 or 4, 5, 6 bases and get whatever tech.
And right now looks like nucLeaR is going to take his own 4th, trying to build up a 5th command center as well. And yeah, it looks like Roach Hydra coming up out of FAUST as predicted. I would say 10 minutes ago, especially with those upgrades. Going to be trading around evenly, and nucLeaR's going to go ahead and head up towards northeast, while at the same time FAUST decides to go southwest, decides to go back up north. He might spot this army. He did spot this single medevac, but he's overreacting by sending his entire army. But nucLeaR's going to go ahead and push forward, sees those rocks collapse, scans, going to immediately start taking down these destructible rocks, but looks like the Zerg army is going to be there. Widow Mines finally burrow. It looks like FAUST learned his lesson, backed off at the last possible second. Siege Tanks are going to go ahead and attack from a distance. Though finally the Overseer is there, but not before those Widow Mines unload their payload into the Zerg army. And is this hatchery going to fall? And it might not, definitely not. But now nucLeaR is up against the corner. He is forced to pick off, but finally the Hydralisks are there. Going to pick off a couple of medevacs that managed to slither on by. Both of these players are just trading armies left and right. Units lost have 151 for nucLeaR, 149 for FAUST. Almost identical resources lost. 11,677 against 11,487. Wow, this game is just this game is very fun.
This game. I have no idea how everything has came to be the way it is, but it's
and so right now another nice win by FAUST, taking off most of nucLeaR's army in the middle. I want to see FAUST go into Hive Tech and get those Ultralisks up and running right now. Is he even on Lair Tech? Oh, there it is. He does have a Hive.
Yep, it's that sneaky Zerg that just decides they wanted to put that in their natural. They do tend to do that sometimes, kind of throw you off a little bit.
And right now looks like FAUST decided to push, decided to try to chew off a little bit more than he could actually take. I know I screwed that up somehow, but I'm going to keep going, and loses his entire army as well. So both these players, again, looking at the resources count, nucLeaR came out the victor ahead in that one just a little bit. He bit off more than he could chew. I got it. Nailed it. What do you think, buddy?
Oh, yep, that is the truth. And please don't use eating adjectives. It's just
okay. So it looks like It looks like nucLeaR's going to go ahead and try to carve up his opponent by doing a, multi-pronged attack. Yet again, he's going to go ahead and hit right into the meaty center of FAUST's base. And look at that. He's going to drop there. All those drones are juicy, easy for the pickings. And here it comes. Finally, FAUST is going to go ahead and go up into the north section. Roaches, Hydras, and it looks like the medevac manages to peel his way off and win to live to fight another day. Where are those ultralists? Where are those big meaty ultralists that we all love?
Except for me. Ultras, the new Ultras is definitely better. That damage, the adjustment that they did, I feel like, I don't know if that was because of certain HOTS changes or whatnot, but I feel like that made ultralists a heck of a lot better. Like I haven't seen a topic on the Battle.net forums in a while that consisted of ultralists are terrible, their pathing is garbage. No, now I go ultralist. Ultralist is my end game. Ultralist, ultralist.
Well, I think they did tweak a little bit, especially in the Heart of Storm, where they did a bunch of damage against light. I haven't seen them too much recently. I did early on when I started playing HOTS.
They have a bonus against
light. Oh,
light.
and Widow Mines are there. They're gonna be Looks like nucLeaR finally is there with his army. They burrow, unload their missiles yet again. FAUST gonna go ahead and give chase, but before he goes off too much into the deep end, he backs off and he goes and attacks the fourth yet again. But looks like the SCVs are there for repair, and again FAUST is sandwiched and it decides to just almost might die in.
Yep, and this was a very close battle. I mean, unfortunately, yeah, he definitely wasn't going to win around that planetary, but he could have won that fight if it wasn't around that planetary
and again,
fortress.
Both players are trading armies, throwing away resources willy-nilly. I mean, they are rich. Why not? No fifth base going down for FAUST yet, yes, but I did see Vipers in production. There they are. They're eating away at their own evolution chamber. Another little drop at the fourth happening. A small comparative drop, but still can be do plenty of damage if left uncontested. They're going to go ahead and start attacking. First stream of Hydras are going to attack the medevac with 1 HP remaining. It decides to go home and live to fight another day. Wow, looking at the workers killed count, 30-16. And remember, this game did start off as a double worker rush. Just saying.
Yeah, I keep having to remind myself of that because that's just where we're at now and where we were at. It's just it almost feels like.
And right now the Vipers are on the field, so that looks like it's FAUST's plan. Binding Cloud will really just take away all of these marine range upgrades or range advantages. I just think of these guys as flying defilers, don't you?
Pretty much, but I mean the thing is about Vipers is that they're not nearly as effective against Bio as they are against Mech. Bio is really, really strong. I'd really like to see him just fly out of there right now and just change it up here, because Marine Marauder Medevac against Roach Hydra, the Marine Marauder Medevac is gonna win. So he really doesn't even, especially with the absence of any banelings on the field now, he doesn't really need the tanks anymore that much.
Yep.
So and that would be the primary thing that, to me, I feel that the Viper would be there to counter.
Look at that. Full-on retreat. I told him to go Ultras 10 minutes ago, but didn't listen. 11 HP left on that single Viper. Is going to go ahead and re-up his energy. Fifth base, actually fourth base, 1, 2, 3, fifth base by nucLeaR here in the bottom. Well, FAUST is taking his fifth at the top. Looking at their income tab, I mean, look at the income tab. We see both players have a healthy amount of harvesters, have a healthy amount of income. Bases they're not really striking at the extremities of their own opponents' bases. They're not going for any kind of counterattacks. They're not going for. Oh, poor mule. Get the repairing. Oh, this single medevac with 1 HP. A specific mule was called down for it, but it's just hanging out. You spot that?
I didn't. Nope. Yep, there it is. And he's only got about 20 seconds to actually have a point of his existence.
I'm just going to keep an eye on these guys. Forget what's going on at the entire end of the base. I mean, there is a huge another battle, but that's A-okay. I want to see this mule just do something. It's got 5 seconds left. Oh, nucLeaR. No. Okay, back to the action.
How exactly would you describe that noise you just made? Oh, and
yeah,
on
that
a medvac.
I would describe that as a just a pained cry of non-existence. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
So now Infestors
All
are
right.
added to the mix alongside with these Vipers. They don't have any energy enough for fungal growth just yet. Neural Parasite hasn't been researched yet. And he's going for a Spire, so what is his plan? What is he thinking? What is going through FAUST's head right now?
Well, honestly, I mean, he's got a pretty decent gas bank, nowhere near the staggering gas bank of our Terran player. I am jealous on that. If this was real life and you had that much gas, you would need to fill up for a
Well,
month.
you know how. Well, yeah, you are correct. You are very correct. And here comes another medevac, but it has been spotted by FAUST. He's moving again. He's moving his entire army to intercept a single medevac. I mean, this is what nuclear has to realize and understand, that this is happening. One medevac to the north, and then just send his entire army to the south. But in that situation, it might turn into a kind of a base trade kind of deal. Where are the multi-pronged attacks coming? Where are they from nuclear?
Oh, yeah, exactly. That would be a really, really strong tool in this game right here. But one thing I just wanted to point out is that my prediction earlier, I don't remember if I actually said this or not, actually come to think of it now. But anyway, we have a Hive, we have a Spire, we have Corruptors being made.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna see
So
Broodlords.
endless waves of Broodlords versus, an Abduct on that Siege Tank. Finally worked great. Binding Cloud also on them. And looks like nuclear decided to stem upward, but great fungal growth landed. The entire army of nuclear. Look at that food count plummet, but again, instantly almost maxed out. Infested Terrans are going to be put down because really that's all he has left. And again, another equal trade. No one clear victor, no one clear loser. And if he loses his Viper, it's actually going to be in the favor of nuclear. But no, manages to almost get away. But at the same time, oh, look at the drop. There it is. There's that multi-pronged drop. Greater Spire on the way for FAUST. Where are these Marines and Marauders going?
I don't know, but they just walked right past some roaches, a couple hydras, and like 2 infestors. It's like, hey man,
Yeah, no
it's
biggie.
cool.
Just
Borrow
walking on
some milk.
creep. Stealing your bread, as it were. A 6 base. Wow, have you ever seen this 6 base being taken in in a game?
I have not in
Yeah,
anything
and this
outside of
medevac's still with
professional
1
level.
HP. Oh my gosh, poor nuclear. Just call down another mule. I would love for him to see that. Just call down another mule and just forget about it yet again. That would be great. Oh, there it is. Looks like he heard me. He's finally taking that medevac up, rejoining with his main army. A single Widowmine just hanging out. It might get a single shot off on this army of FAUST, but it looks like nuclear comes in. He's maxed out 200 to 161. Burrows those Widowmines almost instantly, sieging up these tanks, trying to set himself up with a nice little bit of defense. Greater Spire almost finished. It's almost done. And oh, look at that fungal growth. Perfect. Ooh. Death Pains. Yeah, Death Pains coming out here. Both players at 3-3.
I feel like we're going to be seeing a little bit of a Wings of Liberty style thing going on here, because I just saw Big Swell Infestors being made, and we have a Greater Spire, so Broodlords are definitely going to be a possibility as well. So it's a very, I'm getting a very Wings of Liberty.
And again,
feeling
FAUST
right now.
bit off more than you can chew. Overextended, and now he's going to lose possibly all of these medevac series. 2 go down, 3 is going to go down in a second. There it is. It's down this fourth base of FAUST is back up and running, but at the same time, 5 and 6 are done by nuclear. No Broodlords just yet. Where did all those Corruptors go? There they are.
I know, I'm thinking the Greater Spire is done. And
Yeah, they're all here
behind,
at the
they gotta
third
be behind
base.
here somewhere,
And oh,
because-
surprise, surprise, nuclear! You can't take that 6 because that's already been taken by a hatchery. Here you go. Not gonna see a nice little engagement here. Nope. I'm gonna push forward with a little bit, a small squad of Marines, Marauders trying to bait the Zerg army into these Widow Mines, but nope. Not gonna fall for it. The single Widow Mine has a single kill. Corruptors are flying around, and looks like FAUST has finally found the 5th base of nuclear, and immediately nuclear puts down these SCVs to start re-healing, repairing this planetary fortress. And it looks like FAUST finally learned his lesson, decided not to engage.
Yep, but finally decided I'm going to fight the army as opposed into fighting the army
And
plus
he
the planetary
still
in a pincer.
managed to lose that army. Oh, loses that last infestor. Finally, Hydralisks off creep aren't very good. Another stim by these Marines, by these Marauders. And look at that. Look at the Marines. The Hydralisks actually take care of most of the Marines. Fresh stream of Hydralisks run into a lot of these Widow Mines. And look at that. A lot of these Marine Marauders were actually choking off the resupply lines of FAUST. And at the same time, this an Evo Chamber being put down at the 6 to get rid of, to just disallow nucLeaR from landing here. And where are those Broodlords you've been promising me for the past 20 minutes, man?
Well, they are not coming out, at least for a while. But he's only got 1,000 gas now, so I mean, he's not. I don't know if he can really afford them at this point.
He only has about 400 minerals as well. He's both players are just semi-broke at the moment. Again, both these armies are going to meet in the middle along this 6th base. Siege tanks go up. Drilling claws immediately mine those Widow Mines into the ground. Evo Chamber gonna go down quickly. Los Corruptors are gonna go down to those Vikings giving chase. Oh my lord, this game is just back and forth.
Something I did want to point out though about one of the previous battles in the middle for the attack on that, I guess you could say the 6th base, I believe, is that those Widow Mines, they detonated, they targeted some of those remaining infested Terrans from that battle, and they killed 2 men.
Oh, that's, well, you know, friendly fire.
That's Flash. Yep, so friendly fire is a factor and is a weakness for, in my opinion, with Widow Mines. So,
and here we go, finally a full-on frontal assault by FAUST and Manor Mules going down, and yeah, just a little bit, especially after such a great game, back and forth action going between both players. Both players didn't play the greatest, but they actually didn't play the worstest either, if that could actually be a word. Looks like the Broodlords are going to go down, Corruptors are out of there, and looks like a little bit of a, I don't even think it was a drop, I just think he sent a squad of Marine Marauders to take care of this 4th base yet again. And yeah, that's effectively GG, I would say, for FAUST. He's at 47 supply. nucLeaR's at 181. Looking at the income tab, he has 58 harvesters, plenty enough to just continue this mining. And these drones are going to start nibbling away at the command center. I mean, why the hell not, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got nothing else to do. Might as well go ahead and do it, but it is turning into a
Are they going to actually? Oh, you're going to lift off.
It's gonna have enough time,
FAUST decides GG. That was it for this replay. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If not, leave comments down below on what we could do to make these more enjoyable for you. If you guys want your own replays you'd like for us to cast, feel free to upload them to one of the major replay sites. Drop.sc. GG Trucker is also very popular. That's it for me. I am out of here. Woohoo!
Hooray for taking away small victories.
Jeez.